Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Bitcoin Trade. And sorry if sound a little weird. I do have a cold, and I'll be coughing a lot, so please forgive me. Um, but in this episode, let's take a look at some headlines, and then I'll do a chart analysis. So, the criminals get crooked, um, or the crooks keep crooking. I don't know what to say. But you know, I wonder how it feels to be, you know, I don't know how to say this. Should I feel sorry for the criminals because they're now a victim of a crime now? I feel a little mixed. I don't know. They're victims of crimes. They're a victim of a crime of theft, obviously, but at the same time, they were criminals to begin with. Well, anyways, I feel for them. I can relate. I can relate to them now because they're a victim of a crime. So, interesting story. Apparently, this other Silk Road 2, um, because of whatever this flaw in the Bitcoin software, someone was able to basically uh, um, commit theft. So, anyways, there's a interesting headline, and let me see some others. I'll work my way around this. And here's another one. Here, there you go. There's another one. So, a lot of weird things going on here. Let me see some other headlines. Now there's some more. Okay, and that it really got my attention. It's like, wow, that's so strange how this flaw, which existed for a while and people knew, and now people are someone or somebody or groups of people or agency or government or who knows, um, is going around doing all this. So interesting. All right, so here's another one. Bitcoin extend fall below 700 as exchange battle ID hacks. Of course, a lot of this is going around, and I have to tell you, everyone's like scrambling, in my opinion, as far as people who are involved in this whole the miners, the developers, the Bitcoin developers. They are really scrambling to figure out what to do. They're working hard on it because when I talk to my miner, um, he's saying, well, we got some more important stuff to deal with right now, and as soon as that's done, we'll get back to you. So they're working on it, and so what you need to know about Mt. Gox and the Bitcoin software flaw. So now a lot of people have been bashing Mt. Gox, and I understand why. You got your money in there, you got your Bitcoins in there, and you like to get it back. You're probably worried. You're like, whoa, what's going on? Um, so so you know, I can see why a lot of people are angry and frustrated, but at the same time, you have to admit that Mt. Gox has always kind of been a leading indicator of what's going on with Bitcoin. Um, I haven't been on top of this for a long time. I've only started trading like really around last year, November, 2013. But what I could tell is everything that Mt. Gox has done has been a leading indicator of all the other exchanges and the price of Bitcoin. So, um, and these are some headlines, and you know, there's the writer and the date, so you kind of see. And this is a good question. Will it reopen? Well, I hope it does. You know, After all, Bitstamp has halted withdrawals. I don't know if you can get money out of Bitstamp. Like I said, I've never really tried to withdraw money out of any of these exchanges. I'm really interested in the Bitcoins. So so when they say reopen, they're opening withdrawals for the Bitcoin, not the money. Although I did ask them about cash withdrawals, and I put in the information for them to possibly, um, you know, withdraw. And I did say I would eventually make a withdrawal and see if it's true or not. And so far, when I logged into my Mt. Gox account, and I put in my, bank account information to be processed. So I'm just waiting for them to process it and see what they can do. I might as well just put that in there, but I don't think I'm gonna really try, because at this point it seems like a mute point. It's just like everything's just frozen. Um, if everyone's taking their money out, you probably would have seen the end of Mt. Gox by now. So I think there's a hold on even the withdrawals, the fiat currency withdrawals, unless excuse me, unless you're in Japan and you have a Japanese bank account, they may process it faster. So I'm not really worried, since believe it or not, my wife is Japanese, and she does have a Japanese bank account. So there might be a possibility that we will do something with that. So I'm not really worried. Um, but I could totally understand some people are worried, and I don't blame you. And I'm sure if you ever saw Mr. What the hell is his name? Anyways, let's go on to the next headline here. And I want to, there's, I guess this guy's Ben Losky. I never even, excuse me. I don't even, I never even seen this guy, so I'm assuming that's him. I've seen some pictures, and I guess that is Mr. Losky or Ben. And I saw the video, and he looks very open about what's going on, and I guess he was saying right now he's observing. All they're doing is just observing what's happening with all the weird things going on with Bitcoin. But if you watch the video, um, he he does something weird, which caught my eye. And if you go and see this video, he he when he talks, when they ask him, what are you doing with Bitcoin right now, considering, all the problems, the exchange closing and all this other stuff, and in particular Mt. Gox. And he did something weird, which I found was unusual. I don't know if that means anything, but check out the video on this, and watch the whole thing, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He when they tell him, like, what what they're doing, and he talks about they're just observing, and he talks about, Mt. Gox in particular, and how they like to have an exchange here in America, onshore. He squints his eyes as if he, said something or mentioned something that he probably shouldn't have, and he tries to play it off. I don't know if that means anything. Maybe he was just squinting. I'm not sure. But check out the video, and you let me know what you all think, if there's something else going behind what he's saying. Um, just to let you know, all right? I'm just speculating, right? There's nothing wrong with speculating, because I'm a speculator. And so this was a very interesting interview. It seemed like he was very open, and willing to have an exchange here in America. I don't mind if it's regulated, because I'm a legitimate Bitcoin trader. Legitimate investor of Bitcoins. And if you see my videos, I know some of my videos are they're kind of crazy, and again, I'm just speculating, giving ideas, but at the same time, some of my ideas are plausible. I do plan on going international, and setting up, markets internationally, all over the world. Some things I'm really gonna do. Other stuff I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna, I'm definitely not gonna get into the whole issue in Florida and all that stuff. I'm definitely not gonna do any of that. But take a look at this video. It's very informative. And if you want to know what's going on, you really got to stay up to the videos. You got to listen to what the regulars are saying, because they're actually giving you little tidbits and clues on what they're gonna do or what they're planning. Okay, so and if you're able to pick up on those clues, and and just to let you know, the reason why I noticed his face with that little squint that he did. Um, I play, I play, I live in Texas here in Houston, and they don't call it Texas Hold'em for nothing, right? I play some Texas Hold'em, and one of the things that I did to become a better poker player was to understand body language, facial expressions, all that stuff. Understand what people, the meaning behind what they're saying in their words, all that stuff. Just to get me a better idea of kind of what are they bluffing or do they really have it. So when I saw this interview, it gives me a lot of information from Mr. Lawsky, Law Lowski or Lawsky. I'm not sure. Or Law Sky, Low Sky. I'm not sure. I don't know his name. I don't know how to pronounce it. But um, don't be offended, Mr. Lawsky, if I didn't pronounce it right. Um, but you'll get a lot of information just watching him, his facial expression, his body language, even the words that he says. He chooses, his words carefully. Right now, he's just observing. In other words, when people say I'm observing, I'm just observing. It almost seems like, you know, they're just watching. In other words, they're just watching, but not getting involved right now because, there may be a chance that Bitcoin will never go beyond this point, and he'll never have to regulate Bitcoin. So that's why he said, I'm just observing. We're not doing anything. If Bitcoin goes down, that's a problem I don't have to worry about now. So, anyways, let's go on to the next. This is kind of the main thing I wanted to talk about, because if you see the video and watch him, see how he moves his body, see how he talks, look at his facial expressions, the words he chooses. It'll give you a lot of information if you understand. If you're able to do that. If you don't, if you're not able to do that, then at least just hear what they're talking about and get some information that way. All right, so here's the next one. Cracks are beginning to show in Bitcoin. So, and this article is interesting. It just talks about the long-term viability of Bitcoin, and I'm in it for the long term as well. And just a very interesting article about people who, the very hardcore Bitcoin traders, up down, up market, down market, sideways market. It doesn't matter for the Bitcoin trader, because they're experienced traders. They make money before the trade, during the trade, after the trade. They'll even make money when they're not even in the trade. All right, so that's how good of a trader experienced traders are. They just make money all the way around. And you guys too, if you know what Bitcoin is, if you really know what Bitcoin is, and you know how it works, you'll be just as confident as this gentleman right here. Look at him; he's not even worried. Um, so, and I have the same feelings as well. I'm very confident about Bitcoin. I'm actually happy to see the sell-off because, man, they're so cheap. All right, here's the other one. Oh boy, Bitcoin protester confronts Mt. Gox executive. So, what's his name? Mr. Here's the caption, if you can see it. A gentleman from UK, and he confronts Mark. I'll just call him Mark. Apparently Mark is French, so. And there he is confronting him. And, I guess once you get used to that cold weather, you could just wear a shirt. Just bring an umbrella so your head won't get wet. But so So he comes. This is Mark right here. There's the protester. He comes in with a little latte, whatever that is. I don't know if that's cold or hot. It looks like it's cold. Anyways, so I don't know what happened, but he finally made his way around. Didn't give him a comment. Didn't say anything. And me personally, I'm not sure what's going on over there. All I know was Mt. Gox was the first to really make a inform the rest of the world that there is an issue with Bitcoin, and there is some fraudulent activity with with some scammers out there using that flaw to basically steal Bitcoins. So who knows what they're doing with it? So that's probably why a lot of the exchanges have halted withdrawals, because there may be a lot of this stuff going on, and they don't want to aid and abet these scammers who have been using that to get Bitcoins. And there may be an investigation, international level. I have a feeling America is involved in this somehow. I'm just speculating, okay? But I think America is involved in this somehow. I think the Japanese government is involved somehow. I just can't see. I can't see the Japanese government just sitting there not doing anything. There's got to be something going on behind the scenes, and that's why he's not allowed to say anything at all. Period. He's probably been told by authorities, if he's ever been approached by any authorities, not to say anything. Not to say anything, not to make any comments. If there is something you did want to say, you have to clear it with us first, or this is the only thing you're allowed to talk about is the protocol, the flaw in the Bitcoin software. So, all I can say is I hope this just passes through, everything gets resolved, and trading as usual for the investment trader, for the miners, the user. Remember that? The miners, which is a user, an investor, and an actual miner. So, anyways, it looks like there is a video here. I haven't seen it. I just wanted to quickly show this, and you guys can probably see it for yourself and see what happens. So there's the other article. And so, that's pretty intense. That's pretty hardcore, man. This guy's like, man, where's my Bitcoins? And remember, guys, if you see my episode, my previous episodes, if you haven't seen it, I mentioned that the Mt. Gox is burning your money. That was just a joke, okay? I don't think they're really, burning your money. But at the same time, I've always heard that it's always hard to get your money in fiat currency. But now that they hold the Bitcoin withdrawals, it's like, well, wow, what's going on? But let's go to the charts. Okay, so this is Bitstamp, and look at that. See this line right here that I drew up? Now I'll go back to a 2-hour real quick. So there it is. It's broken out. Finally, it took a little dip before it decided to come back up. And if you were all buying, good for you guys. This is good news. That means there might be just based on the price action here on Bitstamp, is telling me that they probably fixed their whatever glitch here. Let me do it. Is that a little bit better? Anyways, so that tells me they may be very close to fixing excuse me, fixing the withdrawals. If you see a breakout like that, so just on price action, I'm speculating. Okay. Same thing with the BitC here. This is a 1 hour, and let me go back to a 2 hour so you can see. So here's the line, and it's broken out. It's clearly broken out here. Now the thing is, the breakout has to be higher than this to really be a true breakout and break out of this trend, this downtrending trend. And last but not least, but let's see what Mount Gox is doing. Oh, Mount Gox, you're almost there, man, almost there. I wish, but it's a good signal because it's reacting the same way. But because it's Mount Gox and they're withholding withdrawals and people are really frustrated with Mount Gox, um, you can see the channels are very different. So when I'm really gonna look at Mount Gox, I, because so far everything that I've seen Mount Gox do truly reflects the price action. Um, let's just go back. Let's take a look, okay? So around this time frame, I've told you about the hard sell-off here, the hard um, resistance line, and it actually went over it a little bit, tested it, and right around here is when it started crashing. Isn't that kind of weird how these things tend to work out with how they work out? So you got this long downtrend, and it's still a downtrend in my opinion. But there could be signs that this could be a sign that there's a software fix in the works. Okay. And so look at the price, man. If you guys knew that you had nothing else to lose, and this is where, I mean, you bought in at 300. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this buying that's going on right now. So this is a very strong buying going on. So it tells me that there may be a fix to this whole Bitcoin withdrawal. But at the same time, it's Mt. Gox is still below this trending line. So I'm gonna watch Mt. Gox, and based on what Mt. Gox does, I'll be able to know what the other two indices are going to be doing or how they're going to be reacting. So anyways, here it is. And what we're going to do now is, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to wait. And I'll still be doing, I'm still buying and selling in the real world. But I'm not doing anything at this changes right now because, you know, you can't withdraw your Bitcoins. You can't move the Bitcoins around. So basically, I'm just going to wait and see how it hits this top resistance line. If it breaks through out of this resistance line, I'm still going to wait because I need to see what the low, when it comes down. I need to know where the low is going down to determine whether it's back on an uptrend or if it's just a false breakout. So, but we'll take a look at that. Now these have already broken out, so they may be early indicators of what's going on. But Mt. Gox is still questionable, but there may be a discounted price involved with Mt. Gox, considering all the frustration investors are having with Mt. Gox. Anyways, this concludes this episode because I'm obviously busy right here. So feel free to comment, like, dislike, even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned.